Hello, Anca. It is very nice to meet you. It's a great honor for me. Your great movie Marona is one of the events on International Animation Festival in Gdańsk, Animafest. You are well known all over the world for your very important experimental documentaries, awarded all over the world. And what make you to do this risky step to the family cinema?
In fact, also this film was inspired by a real event. While I was doing the Magic Mountain in 2014, I saved a dog in the streets in Bucharest. I have my own dog, and while walking my own dog, Marona dog came after us, and I just couldn't leave her in the street. And I tried to find foster families and also an owner for her. I'm not Brigitte Bardot. I'm not saving all the dogs. So I think that they deserve to be saved. But she had something like she was very empathic, looking at you and without wanting to disturb you. And in the same time, she gave me a kind of emotion. Finally, I found the third family that fostered her. It's a kind of Solange family from the film. She was very difficult because she couldn't be left alone in the house. I think she was traumatized by the previous experiences. And then the idea of doing a family film appeared, and I said it is important to speak about empathy. It is important to speak about how we connect with each other, and also it is also very important to speak at a family level, because the film is about how you connect and how the relationship of humans, the loss, in our life, we go from everything we love, we lose something because this is life. And how we deal with this loss and how we continue to love and how we continue to give. So in fact, this was something that for me seemed to be important also to speak to children and to a family audience. And so for me, first of all, the starting point of this film was the emotion I received from reality, from the dog Marona, that she's still alive, so she didn't die in an accident.
She's okay.
She's okay. She's an old lady now. She has white hair around her now. So in fact, she grew old. Meanwhile, don't imagine that a lot of distributor, especially children film distributor, were very happy when they heard, well, the dog is dying in the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah. It's risky, yeah.
But it is not about death, it's about life, this film, and it's about happiness of living the present moment. It's about empathy. There is not a bad character in the film. Otherwise, all the characters are also good and bad, because we are human. In fact, everyone is doing good and bad, and everyone has limits, emotional limits, especially, and also how should I say, own projects that don't fit the lesson of love that they receive.
Yes, even the father of Marona, the racist dog, who is so afraid of fatherhood. This is very real.
Yeah.
For me, it is also the tale of a name, because Marona has her true name is Nine, yes, but she has 3 different names during the story, and the last is Marona. And I like the scenes where grandfather can't remember what is Marona, Maruna, Malena, Milena.
Regarding the name, first of all, because every experience, every life experience is a reality. While she's with Manole is during childhood, where everything is possible. So her experience with Manole she has a reality that it is connected to the name Anna that she receives. Of course, the fact that she receives from people different name, and also that each one thinks that she's a boy and not a girl. It's also, so they want to give a name and they think that she's a boy. So this is the stereotype of meeting people, because people are not really giving attention to others. The only one who tries to give a name that she thinks is Solange. She thinks this name that you receive is very important. And in the same time, it was while the title of the film contains the last name, which is Marona, we are what we are in this moment. So in fact, Marona, she contains the reality of the last being, and all the other were episodes of her life, but they are just like different reality. As she runs after the bus at the last scene, she enters these realities like in the fourth dimensions. But these are the realities that are belonging to the past, are not anymore hers only emotionally. She contains only the love of these experiences.
Okay. Marona isn't only a family cinema, but this is also a family production, because your son wrote the script to this film. And this is tricky because we watch the story through the eyes of dog, and not only dog, but also a lady dog. And it is written by a man. So
yes, but I mean, when I asked my son to, because I gave him the structure and the project and the character. So in fact, it was the first project that he wrote, but it was a kind of commissioned work. But of course, he had a very important. He was. He's an actor and also a screenwriter. He became, after writing this script, he started to write for TV series, and he plays also. So in fact, he also brought a kind of approach to funny dialogue and
funny, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is also the strength of this movie, because this is really funny and really connected to life. I love it.
For me, humor is absolutely impossible. I mean, if you remember Krulik, even if it is a dark kind of black humor, but I think that humor is part of the life and makes everything. You can cry better if you laugh.
Yes, I also believe that every strong movie, even the darkest one, could have a funny dialogue or the funny stories, because this is the life, comedy and tragedy at the same time. And speaking of the commission work and teamwork, this animation project is also a team, is always a team project. And in this team, you have many different people with different tastes, different views, different styles. And is it possible to to have the control on all this project, or this is the you are a captain, I believe, a chief, but is it really possible to control the final cut?
First of all, I'm free control, not only control.
Okay.
It's like, what I really love, like, and enjoy, because I'm working without assistant, without lead animator, so I am connected with everyone all the time. So there is no person, even with each animator. I am meeting each animator. I'm speaking. I'm giving feedbacks. I'm receiving the shot in the morning, the shot in the afternoon. The stages from each one. The project was done with 3 artists as at the background and character design. One is Brett Evans, who is a Belgian artist, Sara Mazzetti, who is Italian, and Gina Torstensen, who is Norwegian. Each one was in another part of the world. And so I delegate to each one task, knowing because they are different, they have different styles. I knew which part I want from whom. And also from the regarding the animation, I had 1 team in Romania, 2 in France, and 2 in Belgium. So I had to
5.
5. So so I traveled between all of these. I was in travel all the time. And while I was in one place, I was in connection with the others. I'm working with the animators like you work with actors. You give references, you discuss the scene, you give input, there is, and then they enter, because each animator did one character, and there is very rewarding when you see that what you give starts to work, and there is a moment when they understand you and also understand my style, because it was funny. One of them said, well, now I know you, when you want always to cut the drama with some laughter. And
I had the impressed that I can see that each part or different parts are made with different artists, and I like it.
Each one had a different, for me with Manol was how you get this impression of the feeling of his transforming his body, and the concept of the lines who are the energy. So it was when I started to, I give you this example, how I started to work with the animator. I thought when an animator tries to appropriate a character, he's doing a walk. And he didn't know how to walk. And I found Bob Fosse doing the serpent for The Little Prince in the 70s. And it was a kind of inspiration also for Michael Jackson. And from showing him that reference, he understood the way he's walking. Then we went to Cirque du Soleil, and we saw a show of Cirque du Soleil. We made photos, and for the acrobacies, we tried to follow also the transformation of the body. And it was simple decisions like, he asked me, but now he's sleeping, he should be with other clothes. I said, no, it's only his energy, the lines are floating above, because when you sleep, your energy floats above.
And your film shows that each character, each human is a whole universe. This is great. And my last question, Marona influence on all people she met, all her owners, her human. And I would like to ask you, what was her impact on your life?
First of all, this was also one of the reasons when I started to do the film. I saw that the foster families that kept her for 2 weeks or 3 weeks start to change their connection in between the people in the family. So, because she's mirroring love, and our problem is that we don't stay in this vibration enough. A dog is a kind of teacher. He teaches us to live in here and now, to live the present, to be happy for small things, because these are the small things, like is making the life, and is not the big things are always the moment of big happiness are very short, and while every day you can enjoy every moment. And it is also being happy just for having each other, being giving each other the vibration of love. This is the biggest lesson that we can receive.
Yeah, I love the sentence when Marona, I think she's Anna at the time, and she tells that dogs don't like changes. People love changes. They call it dreams. I call it, but they don't know how to be happy. So yes, let's be happy. Anka, thank you very much once again for this movie. I'm very happy that the audience of Animafest will see it. For me, this is one of the most important movies of this difficult, strange year. So thank you again. A Państwa zapraszam na Animafest w tym roku online, ale mamy dla Was wspaniałe filmy, takie właśnie jak Marona.
Thanks.
Thank you once again.